Well guys, I'm getting ready for the next phase of this job of resetting all these piers, and that's going to be this row right here. We're going to have to replace this beam, which I'll show you is really terrible, and these piers. The problem I'm having with this row, this is going to be the hardest one of our whole house, and we've done quite a few piers, is we have this to deal with. The plumbing is right in the way of where my piers need to be, plus replacing this pier, which is holding up a load-bearing wall and all kinds of stuff. The first thing we have to do is take care of this plumbing. We need a pier right here, right where this is. So I'm going to actually reroute the plumbing. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to pull it straight I'm going to turn it here and pull it straight along the front of where the piers will be, and hopefully turn out here down this trench. Let me show you the trench. So this is what we've been working on. Digging up the drain line going out to the septic tank. And it goes pretty straight until it gets right here. There's a clean out. And then it turns. There's a angle right there. And then it turns this way. So my thought is cut it back. It'll go straight into the crawl space right here. And I'm hoping I can squeeze it right between this first and second pier. That's what I'm going to shoot for, is try to get it right between them. So I think I can do it if I get rid of the bend right here and just go straight in. And then I'll put the bend after the pier. So then it'll clear them all, and I think it'll look better and make plumbing easier. There's just one problem. Well, not one, tons of problems. But in digging up this trench, looking at the plumbing and trying to reset it, we discovered a problem, and that is that our plumbing in the crawl space is lower than where it enters the septic tank, meaning that our plumbing, our waste from our bathroom and our house, is going uphill to the septic tank, and that is not how it's supposed to work. Now, I don't know if they installed it wrong to begin with, if the pipe settled or the tank rose, but they're not level with each other. So picture your tank is here, your plumbing is here, and that means this pipe is full of sewage, and it probably just slowly gets in there. Each time you add more to the drain, it just pushes in. So hasn't been a problem, but it's a problem now, because if I cut that line, it's almost guaranteed to be filled with raw sewage from our drains, and we don't want that, especially dumping under the house. Now, I can't demonstrate this for you, but if you look, you'll see this is very low. Very low. And you can't tell, but I can tell because I actually put my laser and my level on it, and it goes up, 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 up. This probably has to raise a good 6-7 inches at least to be close to where it should be. Which means I have to cut all of these and shorten them and see if I can... It's just going to be a mess. So I'm going to go ahead and just start working. It's going to be easier for you to just watch and understand. But basically, our plumbing is a mess and needs to be resolved in order for us to move forward on the house. Not because of the plumbing issues, but because of the being in the way. But the plumbing issues definitely need to be resolved. Why don't I have gloves on for this job? I already cut this cast iron tee so I could pull that out. Yep, there is standing water in the pipe, about halfway, a little less than half. Hey guys! Tell them not to use the toilet or anything, or wash their hands.
I did tell them.
Okay. Alright guys, there is a little bit of standing water in the pipe. That tells me, like I said, we're going uphill. The water is not draining fully like it should be. We're going to correct that though. I've dug out the whole trench. I should be able to raise it and slope it. Now the only thing that's connected back here is a drain going to the laundry. And that is so long and flexible that I'm going to leave it intact for now while I raise it. Because I don't need that. I don't need to worry about that too much. Wow, these joints aren't even glued good. I can see them separating. Actually, I can't believe these pipes, the joints, I can feel them. They're not held. There's a couple of joints that are just loose.
Why?
Probably just used the wrong glue or didn't use the proper, there's no primer on it, just glue. I mean, I see silicone on some of these. They had no idea what they were doing. This one's on like a 20-degree angle. Do we have some?
Yeah, we're by this trailer.
Look at that. Wow. Now I was able to close up this gap quickly. You can see it.
Yeah.
That means we already raised this end 6 inches.
Want me to put a block under there too, though?
If you can get it under.
But it moves. Okay, try that.
It's probably not going to be enough. Let's see what it's doing right now.
Oh.
Go ahead and take out some of those blocks because we're going to have to drop this down.
Okay, it's all going to be redone later.
Mm-hmm. Just going to put a lot of glue in here and hope for the best. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Lift it. Lift. 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 Oops, I just broke a seal. That's okay. That's just the shower drain.
I don't think they did anything right.
We got the pipes hooked back together. I don't know how far this one's in. It's close enough. This is very temporary. Let me make that very clear that this is not staying. All of this plumbing will be ripped out and redone. This is just temporary because we still need to use our bathroom. We still need to take a shower and all that. So this is just so that we can raise the pipe up so that it can drain out into the septic tank so that we can cut it again in a moment and reroute it. But all of this later on when we do the plumbing, when we do the bathroom.
The second bathroom.
Yeah, this is all going to be fixed because clearly it's not done right.
And what is this, like, orange glue they use?
Yeah, you can see, like, I don't know if you can see it, but they don't even go into the fittings straight. They're horribly glued with some kind of weird substance. This joint right here is the one that popped out. Look at, is there even glue in there?
I don't know.
Look over here. This popped out while we were working. That's our bathroom sink. Fixed. I mean, look at, they got the adapter here for the like all the way down here under the floor. It's ridiculous. That should be up under the sink. It's a disaster. This all has to be done right. This joint right here is loose. This joint right here is loose.
Pretty much every joint is loose.
Yeah, bad. Anyway, look at, we got it up so high now. The pipe is way off the floor. It was almost touching over here. Now we have all this height. And I'm pretty sure it mostly slopes toward the septic tank. And we're going to go flush some water down here just to clean it out. And then we're going to start cutting again after we know this is clear. Right now, I'm getting up here started. And by setting this in here, this is just the beginning of up here. And I have it lined up exactly where I want it so that I can see if my plumbing lines are going to clear it. And I think it's just going to clear this pier. That's perfect. This is going to be so much nicer than what they had. You can see that bend right there. Instead of bending, it's going to come straight. And hopefully go right here. Turn. I guess it's time to start cutting the big pipe. But before I cut it, I just have to say, did you guys see how far we raised that up? There is this much room underneath the pipe, at least from where it originally sat. That means that I rose it up more than the height of the pipe. And that means at any time, the pipe was probably filled with a lot of, well, bad stuff. After raising it up, we flushed a lot of water through it with the hose and the toilet and just running water to try to flush it out the best we could. I opened the clean out opening there and it looks fairly clear. There was still some slow moving standing water in there, but it was clear, and I think it's just slowly trickling down. We might have to improve the slope a little bit more, but it's better than it was. I can't believe it was sloping toward the house. Bad idea. Boy, I couldn't even do a straight line.
Why?
I don't know. I tried.
Something is dripping down there. Full of, like,
hopefully I can do this without messing it up. This is a big 4-inch pipe, so I got to make sure it's good and glued. Just want to hold it tight, make sure it's got a good seal. It's more
Because I kept it on me. It was my friend.
oh, sorry.
I probably put too much glue on that one.
Good.
Why is that good?
Because so that it looks like very perfect.
All right. Now you guys can start seeing how it's going to connect up. Now we don't want to mess this up because I don't have any extra pipe. We have just enough to get this job done. We're going to do it. We're going to try to do it right. Well guys, I wanted to take you out here in the daylight so you could see the work I did. And can you see it? We're connected up to the old plumbing and going straight out. This is such a nice, clean run of plumbing. And we have it more or less sloping downhill toward the septic tank, which is going to be way better. Now, I do have to raise this up a little higher to get the slope right. So I want to come up at least maybe another couple inches. Problem is, I ran out of lifting room on this end. If I start raising this pipe too far, I mean, I can't. It's just... So I think I'm going to pick up more couplings, cut more pipes, shorten them a little more so I can get this up. Just couple more inches, and then we'll bury the line, get it secured, and this will be all ready for the new plumbing when we get there. I'm thinking about this going right here. I have it marked, and this is going to be for the plumbing coming from our master bath. So that'll come in when we're ready. For now, it's better to not have it so that we can use our drains without worrying. So that's it. That was a big job, but we got it done. And also we started getting these piers set, and I have 2 of them started, getting ready for the middle pier. And this is pretty amazing, but this beam right here that we're replacing, I thought it was going to be a big hassle because of just how it's attached and how it's held in. I wasn't sure what to do, but it's turning into a really easy job. Let me show you. I was able to take all the weight off it already. So it's not sitting on this pier. It's not sitting on any piers. This whole beam is free floating right now. And I think the only reason I was able to do that is because of all these supports back here holding up the floor and a lot of weight. The reason all those supports are already in is because that floor is so bad that somebody previously hobbled together a bunch of piers and 4x4s and tried to secure it so that it wouldn't collapse. So that's what that is. They're working to my advantage right now. So I should be able to cut this free, hopefully cut it all free, get it out of there, put the new beam in. The beam stops right about here, not at that. You can see it looks like it ends right there, but it actually ends right over this stack. So this whole thing has to go. And like I said, look at it, it's not touching anything. This one's barely touching, but there's no weight on it. So as long as all these rickety posts hold up, I think we'll be fine for a quick replacement. And now this beam might not look that bad to you, and you might say, why are you going through all this work? The wall is setting on it and everything. This is balloon framing. You guys familiar with balloon framing? This is how they used to do old houses, where they would actually set the walls basically before the floors, and they would both rest on the framing on the base timbers. And then the floors would come up to the walls. It's a little different than the way they do it now. But the reason this has to go is because it's something I don't want to show you. Look at this beam. Or should I say, no beam. Guys, it's just a face. It looks good from the outside. It's essentially hollow. There's nothing left of it. I mean, the whole thing is just decayed with termite damage. It's amazing. It's amazing that it's even holding. The termites didn't eat the knots in the wood. Isn't that interesting? And now this whole back floor, you can see damage. Damage. I bet all this wood is hollow. And look at that. That is why all of these are here because this room was not doing so good. And now this was built really lousy. It's all just reclaimed lumber. It was just a back porch and they didn't put much effort into putting it together. And the termites got into it, destroyed this whole beam. You can see this. Destroyed the joists. The joists. You can see these. There's nothing left of them. I bet all this wood would just fall apart if we touched it. Yeah, I mean, this is the worst part of the house, really. The good news is, look at this. All new treated lumber. And this isn't something I did. Somebody else got to this first. So, you know, this half over here is terrible, and this half we don't have too much trouble on. So that's pretty good. We're still going to replace this beam, which, look at it. It's a brand new beam. Somebody already got to this whole half of the house. But they used a 4x6, and this span is so wide that it has a sag. I'm going to put a 6x6. I'm going to take the sag out of it, and I'm going to get the floor straightened up again. Now here's the bad news. I'm ready to go. I want to get this done, but I ran out of blocks. Last night we ordered more. We're having them delivered because they're so heavy. So we're going to get a couple more pallets of blocks delivered very soon, and then I'm going to carry on. I'm not going to try to replace that beam, I don't think, until I have the new piers built under it. That way we can go right into it and we don't have to worry about any kind of accidents. You know, the piers will be there and the house can't fall or settle or anything, and we'll just have supports ready for that beam to go in. So I'm taking a break. So that's it. That's the progress for today. We moved the plumbing, straightened it out, started some piers, got a plan, and we're rolling. We're getting it moving forward, and we're on our last row. It looks chaotic down here because of this rotted room. All these piers are just trying to hold up the rotted wood. But this is the last row we're doing of piers, and then it's the outside wall right here, outside. All these in the middle, they're gonna go once we replace the joists. We're getting down to the end of the foundation work, and while there's still quite a bit to go, it's almost done, and that feels good. When we get the blocks, I'll take you guys along. We'll replace that other beam, do some piers, and hopefully be done with this. And we'll have a nice foundation under our house. So I'm gonna go now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.